Hello everyone, welcome to Moestories. And today, well, just to let you know, in these segments of Moestories, I tell stories, but I'm also letting you get to know me better through this process here. These episodes would be a little bit more. All my episodes are pretty much personal, but these are a little bit more personal. You never know what I might talk about, but on this one, I'm going to talk about my tattoos that I've got. Now, I got them over 30 years ago, definitely over 30 years ago. It was before I discovered Tool, even. You know, I, now, how I came about getting the tattoos, my my dad's sister, so it's my aunt, her husband's brother, so it'd probably be an uncle-in-law. What would you call that? Yeah, uncle-in-law, I would say. So he was starting out, wanting to do tattoos. He had a night. He bought a kit. He actually learned. He wasn't certified or anything. He wanted to learn how to do tattoos. He had all the equipment he needed. If he could, he had like, and he knew I was a good artist at the time, that I could do certain work, and I was designing some pretty decent tattoos for him, and he said I could get whatever work I wanted on myself for. I didn't have to pay anything because I was providing, like he's a relative, somewhat, and he he was yeah, he wanted a guinea pig, so I pretty much became a guinea pig. And I can't remember which one I got first. I think, yeah, I know which one I got first. It was this one here, the cat one. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. I don't try to get some of that glare off of it so you can see a little bit better. Turn that this way. I still need light. Sorry if you can't hear me as well. So, but I don't want too much glare. So if you can see that it's supposed to be like a black panther, and it has green eyes, but the green eyes are not. See, it's so hard to pick up. It's just very, very faint, but that's what it's supposed to be, like a black panther, you know. But just kind of the outline. If I ever could afford it, right now I can't afford squat. I would actually love to get my tattoos, fixed up. And what I would do is say to the artist, keep all that is there, right? And I'll even provide extra references for it. But you can see up here there's a symbol. And what it says under here is a Kichi Guy Insanity, which is from a like what would you call that type of music? It's from a group called Septic Death, and they didn't do too many albums, and I don't have any of that stuff here. I have it copied on my computer somewhere. I do have a file of that, so I can listen to it anytime I want. But it's from a cover of that of like it was a little 45 record, and it was called Kichi Guy. It's from a group called Septic Death, and that was also a part of that same album concept. And that was I always called that the Septic Death Bat. And I wanted Flame around, and he like, I don't know, he was kind of in a hurry. He didn't want to really work on me, because he's not getting paid, you know. But anyway, I didn't mind. That's something kind of what I wanted. And again, when I get if I ever get this retouched, remember these are like 30 years old, so they're pretty, they're pretty faded. So that's what I got on that side here. So I wouldn't mind getting that. Yeah, that's supposed to be a Japanese characters, and it's yellow. It's yellow with red. I would love to get the letters, like the outline more black and more pronounced than it is. So yeah, I would make sure that I would have a reference on the side for the artist to be able to see exactly what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, he could add what he wants and embellish it. And now, also on this side, now I don't remember the order of, but yeah, there's kind of a chick here. Yeah, it didn't come out as well as I was hoping. It's like she's supposed to be wearing these shades, but the face doesn't come out at all. And there's kind of a cool screaming skull, there. Just some random design that just to fill space. I kind of would have liked to have more, but it didn't work out that way. But also, I got a kind of a wizard, and if you look, it's supposed to be a wizard. You get the beard, the mouth, nose, the two eyes, and kind of a hood. Okay, and he's holding a globe, and it's kind of hard to see, but the top of it is on fire, and it's kind of like dripping thing. But those are his fingers holding it, and you can see the fingers on the bottom here. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'm going to try to get a good angle on it. So, yeah. You're supposed to be, you see one eyeball there, kind of bull-eyed a bit. But there's supposed to be a skull inside it's supposed to be like the earth, And there's a kind of a skull hidden in the earth. And it's on flames, and yeah, I wouldn't mind having that touched up to make it look more like it's supposed to. And of course, all the necessary lines darkened in the right way. But look how faded that wizard got, But it's supposed to be all one piece. I wouldn't mind having that completed with like a robe on this side and a robe on this, to kind of fill it out so it looks like a wizard with with you see the shoulders and he's holding a kind of a globe on flames, and that is a kind of supposed to be like a toxic sign. And how that was actually made is for the end spool of a thread. I'll take off that, if I can quickly take off that top there. Yeah, it's supposed to be that there's a design on that. Yeah, there we go. I'm taking it off. So you see that design? Yeah. So what we did was just you took the design and you pressed it up, you put it in the right place, and you pressed it in for a bit until it made that pattern, and then I kind of just took and traced the pattern. And how this was actually made, I think this is one of the very first ones that I ever got, and this was actually homemade. It wasn't even done with a tattoo gun. It was made with like some needles, like a whole bunch of needles taped up onto a toothbrush, and we had some Indian ink and dipped it in and did it by hand. Yeah. So that was an old-fashioned way that I got this tattoo done up. And so I mean these were all done first, but I have still two more that got done all over 30 years ago. But I had a really cool image that I had done of the Wolverine from a cool it was from a position that I saw him in a comic book, but I drew my own version of it, but I had him put it on my leg here. Now I don't know how well that's going to come out. You can see that well, but yeah, there you can see that the claws on the bottom here. With the eyes didn't come out pretty the way I wanted it. So, and that's pretty darn faded too. But I still think it looks pretty cool. I mean, yeah, he gets cut off at the waist. It's like, yeah, so he's like, I guess he's just a torso. He doesn't have legs. But, could you imagine if I actually finished it and put legs on him and everything? I think that would look awesome. You know, maybe even put the yellow on them too. Have them. Oh yeah, if it was actually finished right, yeah. But I thought he did a pretty good job. All done by the same artist, except for like I said, that spool thing that I did on my arm. That was done home fashion, homemade. But yeah, I tried to get a good Wolverine, and then on my knee, if you can see it there, it's a skull of the skull of a dog. And the white does come out a tiny bit. It is subtle, but it is there. It's white with the red eye, and there's kind of and I had him kind of put a little bit of red around the edge to kind of pop out to try to pop out the white a little bit. I don't know how well that comes off on screen here, but yeah. And those are pretty much all my tattoos that I have. And again, I wouldn't mind if the opportunity, if I have a little bit of extra cash, and I get the opportunity, and I find the right artist, yeah, I would absolutely get it done, no problem. But I can't afford that right now, so that's just a pipe dream. But that is my tattoos. I mean, that's pretty much how they were done. All pretty much in the kitchen or in the living room somewhere where we weren't making too much of a mess. And yeah, he had the sterilizing machine and everything, so all the needles were all clean. He made sure that he had the solution for it, and he would put it in this little cup thing, machine that would kind of vibrate, and apparently it would sterilize it. Still put dip it in rubbing alcohol and that, even like burn it on, make sure it's all sterilized. He wore the gloves, you know. He had all the equipment. He had all the right colors and everything. But I kind of still wish he would have took it more, just a little bit more seriously, and did a little bit of a better job. But he did it. He did what he could, and he was still kind of learning. And I was the guinea pig. I didn't have to pay for them, and that's that. So this is another episode of Moestories. I hope you enjoyed that little segment. And so everybody, please take care. Be safe. Have a good day, evening, night, wherever you may be. And I will see you on the flip side. Later, everyone. Whoa, sorry about that. Bye-bye.